Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Faith Tushemezibwe.
And my name is Ian Tushemezibwe.
Pitman, babe, you have to
Mr.
add the Pitman.
Ian Tushemezibwe.
You have to add the Pitman. The other day, a friend of mine came to check on me, Emma Law. Shout out. Hi, Emma. I know she's watching this. She came to check on me and she asked for a pin, a Google pin. So when she got to the gate, she asks the gate man. The gate man said, so who are you going to see? He said, I'm going to see Pitman. He said, or you'll tell you on. That one does not stay here. Then she called me.
Yeah, many people don't believe it's my name.
The gate man, the pin took me to the gate, but there's a gate man who said that he doesn't know Pitman. I said, oh, no, here they know Tata Samuel. So you're welcome to All Things Samuel. Today we get to talk about the
handsome baby.
Andinda Samuel. Andinda Samuel Pitman. My other name for him is Atwanguza, which I am still struggling to add on the birth certificate because my husband feels like Samuel has so many names, but that Atwanguza name was given to him by two very close friends of ours. I guess that's why I want him to have it, but it's also a nice name. Atwanguza means the Lord who has made us victorious. So you're welcome. Get your cup of tea, depending on what time you're watching this though, because if it's very hot, like during the day, please get a glass of juice or a glass of water and sit up tight. Welcome to Andinda's Chronicles. So babe,
yes, my love.
You are welcome. Meanwhile, thank you so much once again for willingly.
It's been a journey, it's been orientation, so I think I'm getting better being in front of the camera.
Comment down below if you think that Mr. Tushemezibwe
is doing well. You can say
is doing well behind the camera, or should we leave him to be the other side where we have the rest of the guys right now helping with the filming. But my love, it's so good to have you here, especially that we're going to talk about our son. I mean, how are we going to talk about our son without you?
Thank you, my dear. Thank you for hosting me.
It's so good to have you. But before we go ahead, please subscribe if you haven't. Like, comment, share. Gather all your family members and all your friends, because this is the place to be. Today he said that he didn't want to do the intro. So what's up, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So my love, the last time, our last video, we talked about our engagement. Sure. And then we talked about the journey of holding on for a good spouse, because surely they are there. And thank you so much for sharing that video. Thank you for liking it. Thank you so much for commenting. You all are so nice.
And thank you so much for loving us.
Yeah, thanks.
For loving my wife's channel.
yeah, but thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. We are hoping that we can hit at least 100 subscribers by Easter. 100,000, nice. And 200,000 and millions of. Yeah, but please keep subscribing. So we talked about our engagement, and then we got married, y'all. We talked about the day 10th we got married.
Of January.
I walked down the aisle of full gospel. We will talk about the detail of the wedding day. We have a plan for that day, but then today we will just really go over it. Our introduction was on the 5th of September 2014. My love, I know you don't remember.
I remember. It's
because
here on the fingertips.
Babe, I keep reminding you, baby, today was our anniversary for the introduction. Then it says, baby, introduction.
But who celebrates introduction anniversary?
No, not that you celebrate, but you just recognize that the day happened. Plus it's an easy day. It's
my introduction.
But yeah, so anyway, so on the 5th of September 2014, I took my husband, my fiance then, and introduced him to my parents in Tororo. It was a nice day. I will talk about that day in another video because it rained, but my husband says it was a nice day.
It was a beautiful day. Come rain, come sunshine.
I will not even dwell on that introduction. We got married on the 10th of January
Saturday at 11 a.m.
At 11. Yo! Good job! Good job! Yeah, so we got married. He has told you the time. Nice. I'm actually very
full of surprises. I have my dates, only that I don't go blowing.
You don't show off what like I do. But yeah, so after we got married, we'd in marriage training, which I really recommend for all you guys if you are planning to get married. Our marriage investors prefer to call it marriage training, not marriage counseling, because counseling feels like you have problems, so you're coming to talk about your problems to the counselor. But
you're going to you're preparing for problems.
We prefer to call it marriage training.
Marriage training.
Yeah. So during our marriage training, our marriage investors advised. We went through. It's a series of topics that you talk about. So there is one on children. So our marriage investors advise that it's actually a good thing to wait at least a year after you get married, so you just get to know each other, because they actually told us that Faith, you think you know Ian. You marry Ian, you first get married, then you will know the real Ian. And then they told Ian, you think you know such. But baby, there was nothing new. When we got married, I was still the same me, right?
I wish. Today we are still in a school of learning. And we got married.
And we didn't have pressure.
No, there was no pressure. We were relaxed, and we chose to go slow and wait on God. Our plan was to wait for a year to have a baby. For reasons. I mean, it's not like one size fits all. It's not like it's a rule or it's a must. But when children come, they come with their needs. They come with high expectations. Everything husband and wife changes to adapt to the child.
Yeah, so we really just wanted to plan.
We just wanted to plan and enjoy life and
with before children.
Before they show up,
So really, in that first year, whoever was giving us pressure to get married, to have a child, we were looking at them like,
now we have it in contract.
Yeah. So that was 2015, and we were
2016. And I guess
in 2016 I had surgery.
Yeah, 2016 we had surgery.
2016 what? 2016 May.
Yeah,
about
May.
there.
Yeah, May of 2016.
I think about there. I had surgery. We will talk about the details later. Yeah, and then but still there was no pressure. 2016.
Because we knew 1 year plus.
Yeah.
1 year, so 2 years is still okay.
So 2017.
We're still in the safe zone.
The small pressure started at the end of 2016, especially after the surgery that I had. So pressure started
mounting
slowly. 2017. By the end of 2017,
because this is Africa. When you get married, even in the second week, people start looking at you like.
Actually, in Africa, in the second week, they start to ask you, would you like mangoes?
Raw mangoes?
Are onions smelling badly for you? Would you like...
Do you have morning sickness already?
Are you throwing up? They don't. Sometimes they don't really go like all out like that, but they will ask you,
some leading questions.
Yeah, some really leading questions. So that really was mounting pressure on me. Now, I don't do well with pressure. My husband does. Like, actually, our friend Eddie, he calls him a shock absorber. Like, he, when you have problems, this right here is your guy. Like, you can tell him, my love, but like Olanya has died on that same day. China has been locked down because of COVID. We have another outbreak. Russia and Ukraine, it's too much. NATO is joining Ukraine. He can take
and
all
Umeme
those.
Has chucked.
Oh, and we don't have power. And water also. What's that thing at Kasangati? Is it Kasangati? Katosi. He will take it all. Now, for me, I can only handle one. Just tell me Russia and Ukraine, and I will collapse. Or just tell me we have another outbreak of COVID. Like there's another wave. Like I cannot. Like I just don't do well with pressure. So he was, not to say he was okay, but he was managing well while I started to fall apart, like literally. So that started my journey for
pressure. I think most of the pressure came in, and from work, there was pressure. And interestingly, I didn't have any pressure from my family and from my friends. For us, it was believing that when the time comes, the child will come, and it's God who knows. However, when it was the first year, we had it in control. Second year, we're like, we can pull through. Third year, there you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you don't know who to believe, you don't know.
There you start to look at each other like,
at,
is it my husband? Is it my husband?
And of course, fourth year, there I think the pressure had mounted.
It was
reaching the peak. And of course, I would keep encouraging my wife and telling her, you know what, this is in God's will, this is in God's plan, in the right timing. It will come to pass, but it reaches a point where you just have to hold on to the faith.
Yeah,
that
but
it will
you
come
see,
to pass.
it's not that it's easy for you to say, but that whole God's timing at that time, it did not work for me. I just said, what do you mean God's timing? What do you mean God's timing when I am married? The entire world is expecting me to have a child. Then I kept telling him, I'm sure even your mother, it's just because she's not saying, but I'm sure your mother wants a grandchild.
Of course, at that point, thoughts start
and he kept
running.
telling me, babe, I don't know why you're getting this.
Then somehow the devil whispers to your ears, don't you think, don't you see, don't you. And
Manange, they told me the guy is going to leave you faith in Africa, a marriage, they are children. The guy is going to leave. So one time I came home. I came and I told him, my love, are you going to leave me? No, are you going to go? Then he said, where?
Because I wasn't planning to go to the market. I was not going to anywhere. I was not stepping out of the house. Are you planning to go?
Are you planning to go? I said, where? I said, just to go away from me. He said, my love, what's happening to you? I said, because they told me that if you don't give birth, the man is going to leave you. Guy was confused. He said, my love, no, I am here. I will always be here. At that time, it was difficult. Of course, right now I look back and I'm thinking, oh, fuck me.
No, please. Thank you. I think there are times when the pressure really mounted. There are like some specific incidences. My wife was working. She hadn't yet resigned from the bank. She was working in the bank. Yeah, I've always been laissez-faire.
I was working with, babe, you have to say, I was working with Africa's Global Bank.
Yeah.
United Bank for Africa.
Bank. And she had a lot of pressure from work, a lot. There are times when she would come back from work and she's stressed, and my wife is stressed. And there are experiences where, not in bad faith, but in good faith, people will bring her things. You try this. Someone comes with clay, you eat clay. Someone comes with yams.
Nobody gave me clay. Oh yeah, they gave me yams.
Yeah, there's times you came home with yams.
Small yams. They call them. Come on. Wild yams.
Yams.
They have a little.
And then there is all these.
You just boil them.
There is all these herbalists. There is all these. I was almost saying traditional healers, but they are not the ones. No, there is people who do herbal. Over, try this one, try so and so, try this center, try this women's center. You need to see this guy. You need to see this doctor. So at some point, I think the pressure was too much, and my wife was in and out of hospitals.
Mama, just so you know, let's look at the good side.
Experts in and out.
Baby, let's look at the good side.
No, saying the place.
If you would like to know any gynecologist in town, you reach out to me, because I don't think there's a guy I didn't see.
I think that's the time when the pressure mounted and it reached the peak. And I think it's partly why she had to resign from her job.
I was so stressed.
Yeah, she was so stressed. She was so stressed.
I was actually depressed. I slipped into depression without knowing it. My mental health was in so much trouble, but I was so depressed. Like I was so depressed. I was so depressed, like I would cry out of the blue. Like Ian would maybe say good morning, and then and I'm like, why didn't he say good morning, my love? It is because we don't have a child.
So everything rotated about the child.
I mean, everything, baby. I mean, I became obsessed with the calendar. Yeah, the ovulation calendar. But baby, I was looking for a child. this
your
is
power.
Africa. The child is a marriage.
I think the other moving thing, I mean, we believe in God and we are of faith. I think there are people. There is someone who gave us a gift of a dress, of a baby dress, and then another person. We had, I think, a dress. We had a
Little
baby
shoes.
we had some shoes. We had a shirt. So some we hung them somewhere as a point of
Matter of
faith.
fact, but
Yeah,
can I
to
get
keep-
that shoe? Babe, please. Can we get it? No? Can we have it? That little shoe, so that we can show the people.
Yeah, we can have it. Little shoe. Yeah, we had a little shoe which we actually up to today. The shoe is still on our wall.
Yeah.
Tiny
Thanks.
little shoe, you know. So we had some points of contact. So you pray that God, one day my child will put on maybe this dress. If it's a girl, if it's a boy, he will put on this shirt.
One of those points
If
of
it's
contact
shoes,
were
if
so many, and
There were
then
many, so-
the child did not come quickly to wear them.
So the longer the child took to come, the things kept increasing. So we had to buy toys as a point of faith. I think the only thing
not
we
we,
had,
baby, you bought toys. I didn't. Baby, you bought cars.
I bought bukas, yeah, it's true. But you also had the things that your friends were giving you.
Yes,
So
yes.
so they kept piling and increasing. So before we knew, we had a collection of many little baby things.
Yeah.
I think that was beautiful. Some of it was encouraging. It was giving
Yes.
hope.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
and
on
then
one
people
side.
our friends used to write us notes, so we just pinned all of them like on our headboard and pinned up some little baby clothes as well. I think we put up a skirt and like a little whatever. Was it like a skirt and it was a onesie. I think it was a bodysuit.
It was like a bodysuit.
Yeah, it was like a
There's a
bodysuit.
onesie. As points of faith, points of contact to keep reminding ourselves that one day
So that we don't forget.
it will come to pass.
Yeah. It's easy to forget when you're going through a hard time, not just waiting on a child, but also different things. We wait on God for different things, and sometimes you just lose faith. It would be nice to remind yourself every day, either by getting some scripture, if you can pin up some scripture that you can remind yourself with every day, and just say that I know that God will come through. I don't know how. And I remember that for us, I especially used to recite Psalm 46, the Lord God Almighty is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress. And like I would get scriptures, like verses out of it, and pin them, different places. If you've been to my house, you know that I like to pin stuff. So like on doorposts, in our bedroom, on the headboard, basically. So it's nice for you to remind yourself, especially to speak to yourself, that I know that this has not happened for me right now, but I know that God will come through someday. It just helps to encourage your faith in days that when you can't pray, or when you can't trust, or when when you get a very bad report. For example, there's some days that we really got bad reports from the doctors.
The doctors. This doctor said, this one is not for you. Please just forget. This one is not for you.
Forget parents. Forget motherhood faith. Like forget having a child of your own.
So, how old are you? How many kids do you have so far?
None. Like I just kept
What's
going.
the challenge?
5.
Okay, we need to do test A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we do the test. When you do all the scans and you come back from the labs and the doctor sees it like, apparently it's complicated. It's more complicated
Than I
we
thought.
So we had that all over. So we reached a point where we'd go to hospital and you're
And
like,
we're like,
what's there new to say?
Yeah.
But there's another beautiful side of that part of waiting. I think it's the time when our relationship grew stronger
Yes.
and like better. Like we were like this.
Because
we had to hold on to
for
each
me
other.
at that time,
We had to stand together, and somehow it was a test that grew our relationship much stronger and better.
but for me that time, what spoke to me was that you loved me even when
That's no option.
you were still there, and that meant so much to me. Even right now, like I feel like you bring it on really, but whatever it is, I feel like that time really strengthened our relationship, which speaks into the very thing that I was saying before, the hard times. I know that people feel like you are a motivational speaker to do this, but hard times actually do come to make you stronger. That time really made us strong. I remember the day that I went to the fertility center in Bukoto. My husband said, "Mkwano, this time I am not coming." Because he kept telling me, "Babe, we shall have a child.
Relax.
Relax." And I said, "You're not understanding. At least let me try another hospital." So then they told me, "Dr. Sali, go to Bukoto Fertility Center, Women's Center." And, you know, so I went there. They ran some tests. They just inserted tubes. They just they wash, over they blow, over they do some really painful processes. So I came back home. I was so frustrated, and then I had to do an imaging scan from an imaging center, Kololo. When I went there, actually the first day that I went there, I was scared. So I decided, let me wait. And you're supposed to do them at particular days of your cycle. So that month I missed. So the following month, on that day of the cycle, I talked to one of my clients at the bank. She told me, "Faith, you come and do the test at Nakasero. I will help you so that you can, you know, be able to see the best doctors, blah, 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 blah." I was still at the bank at the time. So then I went to Nakasero. I think she'd flown, I think she'd gone to Nairobi or something, because she was not there. But then she had really set up some help for me. Then the machine died. And I only had 3 days.
The appointment.
I only had 3 days, like every cycle. No, you have 2 days in the cycle to actually do that. So that day, so then they told me, "But we have it under control. Tomorrow morning, the machine will be up and running." So the following day, before I could even come, they called me. They said, "Faith, so sorry, but the gentleman that actually operates this machine has just been taken to not ICU, but he was really, really bad off. He had been admitted. So sorry." Then I said, "Guys, I only have today to do this. The cycle is going to run," but they were not. They just kept saying, sorry. So as you will get to know later, probably in our next video, I was not able to do that scan anyway. But all my plans were like they were just rendered powerless. I tried in my own strength to do this, but
good news. And what we had thought would be 1 year of getting to know each other became 2 years,
became
3 years,
became
4 years, 5 years, and 6 years.
Finally entering our 6th year. Yeah.
That's when God came through for us. And we thank God that we had that period, we had that time of growing together, believing together, believing God together.
Also thankful that He chose us to tell the story.
God chose us. I'm sure there's other people out there who are probably waiting, or that waited, or even if it's not a child and something else in life that you want to achieve. But believing in God.
There can be so many voices around you. I think that one particular time someone told me, I was celebrating our anniversaries. If you know me, you know that I like to go all out. Right. In fact, we will be dropping some videos from our 7th year anniversary soon. Yeah, babe, yeah? Got it. So we'll be dropping them soon, so you will see. But then one of our, must have been either our 4th year anniversary, 3rd or 4th, I usually post an anniversary letter to my husband, giving thanks to the Lord for the years that we've achieved. So someone commented and said, not 7 years, but you're celebrating marriage.
4 years of marriage.
What is there?
What's there to show?
What's there to show? Like, as in,
bold under your post. There's nothing to show.
I wanted to take that post down. I came back home and I cried. In that season, I cried. I would cry in the morning. I would cry in the evening. I would cry in the couch. I would cry in the bed. I would cry in the bathroom. Bananga, I would cry. I'd cry. But I am now thankful to God that that season happened to us and to me. It shed such a different light about God and the things that God is able to do. As you will get to know, Samuel's story, you will be amazed to know the things that God can do. As we get to break it down to how did we find out, what was the journey like, because all those videos are coming up. And then how did Samuel come? All this, like we are going to walk you down the journey of Samuel's life so that you can be able to hear for yourself. And so that Samuel someday can be able to look back at these videos and say, there is a God up in heaven, and his name is Jehovah God, the capable God, the one who never ever fails, the one who says this is going to happen. And whether the doctors say this, whether the time says this, because they told me I also had a time issue. I was not young, so they kept telling me time is against you, you know, all these things. But they can say whatever they can say. The famous line, the famous crusade line, when Jesus says yes,
nobody can say
fact,
no.
when Jesus says yes, nobody
can say no.
When Jesus says yes. But yeah, so I am excited about Samuel's story, and I pray that it encourages someone out there, even as he will be here in the next video where we'll see Samuel. So I become so emotional every time I think about Samuel and how far the Lord has brought us and how God has just been faithful and displayed his
splendor
as God. So thank you so much for watching this video. I am not going to cry.
I'll join you.
But thank you so much for watching. We will be bringing Samuel soon in our next video, probably. But we will see. But you will be seeing him soon from the Tushemizu, from the Pittman family, from Tata and Mama Samueli.
Mama Samueli.
We love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the
subscribe button.
Yeah! Do not forget to subscribe, and please share, like, comment down below. God bless you.